First in high definition. Live, local, late breaking. This is WNBF News Today at 5:30.
After years of torching properties, an arsonist still on the loose in the South Strand this morning. You're about to hear the latest from victims who say enough is enough. Plus, saving your life is the goal of all paramedics. Now a new tool and some new training is increasing their chances of doing just that every day. We'll explain what it means to your family. Then, you can't keep your eye on your car every minute of the day, or can you? The new security system that is definitely worth a closer look coming up. And you'll need a closer look at this forecast before you head out the door. Marla's talking about a cooler morning coming up.
Pretty chilly and late season freeze for us now, not freeze, frost. We are seeing some dipping temperatures across inland Horry County and parts of Marion County. This frost advisory, notice it's just for our three Dillon County, Marion County, Horry County, and into Robson County. And that's because temperatures are the chilliest for Conway, Keysfield checking in at 34, 37 for Marion. Everywhere else is pretty much in the 40s for us. 45 at Myrtle Beach, 47 in North Myrtle Beach. So we've got a cold start today. You want the coat, preferably a coat with a hood, maybe a rain jacket, because we do have rain in the forecast midday with it tapering off as we head towards your 5 o'clock drive. I'll let you know exactly where and when we're expecting these showers coming up at 5:45. But let's get that first check on your roads.
Well, the first check on the roads is a great one. No accidents from Highway Patrol to start you off this morning. You can see I-17 at the back gate and 17 at Mr. Joe White are both going to be pretty calm drives for you to start off your day. I-95 also dealing with just about the same. A couple of cars on the road, but I'm not noticing any issues here. Of course, you're going to want to watch out for that lane closed on 95 in the northbound lanes between highways 327 and 38 today. And also keep in mind, when it does rain today, this could be a trouble spot for you. So I'd leave yourself some extra time if you're heading that way. Now, I'm going to have another update for you in 10 minutes. But if you're heading out the door, you can follow me on Twitter at WNBF Traffic. David?
That will do. Jenna DeAngelis, thank you for that update. Saving your life, of course, it's the #1 priority when an ambulance rolls up to any kind of emergency. Some new, very specialized training gives paramedics the ability to help you breathe when you cannot do that on your own. Katrina Helmer is live in Carolina Forest. Katrina, interesting to me that you found out that not everyone was on board with this idea of giving paramedics this training in the beginning.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Many leaders and doctors at the state level were originally very tentative about allowing paramedics in the field to provide this treatment for you. They're basically using specialized drugs and tools to take over breathing for you. It's something that until now you had to wait for to get to the ER.
You're bringing a lot of that treatment that happens in the hospital that the trauma surgeons do in the ER, and they're putting it into the field so we can get it to the patient quicker.
Horry County Fire Rescue leaders decided that rapid sequence intubation, or RSI, was a service that was necessary to provide to citizens. So they pushed past the reservations at the state level and started training a select group of paramedics. The extensive training was a collaboration between the paramedics in the field, trauma surgeons, and ER doctors at Grand Strand Medical Center. It is a very precise skill to be able to use these strong drugs, insert tubes in your throat, and keep you breathing and alive, all the while treating you for whatever trauma you might be suffering.
We've been grateful enough that because of the training we require and the training we put them through, we actually have a 100% success rate on this so far. And that has cleared up a lot of the anxiety that the doctors had at the hospital. So before we had a small group of people that they were watching and going, well, we'll see how this goes. And now we are 100% success. So, and because of that, now we have complete support from the hospital. So that's why we're growing in numbers.
They're actually on their second phase of the RSI program. They're working to train more paramedics and spread them evenly across the county. Reporting live in Carolina Forest, Katrina Helmer, WNBF News.
A man is facing charges after police say he jumped out of his car, this during a traffic stop, and may have actually fired a few shots at officers from a wooded area where he was hiding. Officials with the Lamar Police Department say they tried to pull over 42-year-old Marv Watley Sunday afternoon on Boykin Avenue. After Watley ran into the woods, the officer heard what he thought were gunshots coming from the woods, so he called for backup. That's when Watley came out of the woods and surrendered. So far, he's only been charged with a traffic violation. Those charges could increase in number. if police decide that's necessary. New this morning, a woman police say was promoting crackers at a local Food Lion has been arrested. A store employee told Myrtle Beach police officers that 69-year-old Natalie Kramer left the store without paying for several items. It happened at the Food Lion on South Kings Highway Saturday. Officers went to Kramer's car. They asked her to show a receipt. She wasn't able to do that. They took her to Myrtle Beach Jail. In a developing story this morning, business owners around Murrells Inlet are looking for the man responsible for at least 2 cases of arson. Early Saturday morning, fire crews were called to a fire outside Rott's Tire just off Highway 17 bypass. The owner says someone set fire to his tow truck and lawnmower. A witness took a photo of the flames that went up the side of a building, shattering at least one window. Just a week before, employees at South Strand Landscaping said someone lit their equipment on fire. An employee told officers a dump truck and a bunch of irrigation equipment out back were damaged from the flames. Police believe both cases involve the same man they've been looking for years now.
We've been dealing with this in this area right here for a little while now. Not sure why we still can't seem to find this guy. You know, he's putting a lot of business owners and shops and a lot of property in a big headache at the moment right now, you know, putting us down.
Putting lives in jeopardy as well. The man Horry County Police say is wanted for questioning is described as being about 6 feet tall, between the ages of 16 and 25. It's not a lot to go on, but it's something. He's been seen wearing a white or light-colored jacket in a couple of those cases. And more details for you this morning about another unsolved arson case in Murrells Inlet as well. Back in December, someone set a box truck at a mattress store off 17 bypass on fire. There's the picture of it. It destroyed the truck, of course, and was a $20,000 loss for the business owner. Security cameras captured the man setting garbage cans on fire near the building. A routine traffic stop turns into an all-out search after a suspect tries to run from police. Mandy Knoll live to explain what these Myrtle Beach police officers had to deal with in this case. Good morning.
Good morning, David. Yeah, it all happened when Myrtle Beach police officers tried to make a routine traffic stop on an SUV that had a broken taillight, and the driver actually pulled over, got out, and ran from the vehicle. Both of the people that we're going to show you, King Brian and Takeshia Walton, were arrested according to a Myrtle Beach police report. The report says there's an active bench warrant against Walton, and police also found prescription drugs wrapped up in a paper towel when they searched her. Bryant was found near Mr. Joe White Avenue after he ran in Warren Street. After running from officers, he told police he ran because his vehicle tags were expired. Bryant was arrested in charge with resisting arrest, and Walton for unlawful possession of a prescription drug. David?
Mandy, thank you. Heads up for all of you, if you need to go to the Horry County Veterans Affairs office, make sure you stop by before Wednesday because the office will be closed for mandatory staff training. It will not reopen until Monday, April 6th at 8 a.m. If you need help before then and after Wednesday, you're asked to call the regional call center. 5 jobs up for grabs in Myrtle Beach right now. The city looking for an engineering technician, senior facilities engineer, swim instructor, city engineer, and a lifeguard. If you're interested in those positions, we have a link to the salary information and deadlines to apply on WMBFnews.com. You'll find this under the local story on the local page. As our cars become loaded with the latest technology, there's a new device to make sure that the right person is actually behind the wheel. It involves having your iris scanned before the car will ever start. Phil LeBeau has the latest.
Every 45 seconds, a vehicle is stolen in the U.S. That crime is actually becoming less frequent. Now, iris scanning technology is looking to keep even more cars from being stolen.
Unfortunately, for the driver who wants to bend the rules, there's no way around it. You're going to get in, you're going to authenticate it, and if you're not the right guy, you're not starting that vehicle.
iLock Incorporated, which is based in New York, has developed small infrared cameras and technology that scan the irises of your eyes. Because they'll match the iris scans you put into the car, you'll be able to start it up and drive away. The odds of a car thief or someone else having irises that match yours? 1 in several trillion. So only you or someone else already scanned into the car's memory will be the driver.
It's going to be used to authenticate the ignition so the wrong person can't start your car and steal it. It's going to be used to tie into telematics so that insurance premiums can be rated on a driver-by-driver basis, not just when a car is in motion.
Eye monitoring is the next wave of making our vehicles smarter, keeping drivers' eyes on the road, or in the case of trucking and delivery, firms, making sure the right driver is behind the wheel. Insurance companies are interested in the possibilities. So are other industries. iLOC is talking with jet makers about putting its technology in cockpits, and with airports about using iris scans at security checkpoints.
You look at an iris camera, it recognizes you, and you can move very, very quickly through the airport because you are a trusted traveler.
Well, you probably know this already, but iris scan technology is nothing new. In fact, it's been around for years now, but iLOC system is on the verge of ushering in a new age of auto security. That's what's new. Look for iris scans in new cars beginning over the next 3 to 4 years. Happening today, prosecutors expected to rest their case in the Boston bombing, a marathon bombing trial. Dzhokhar Tsarnaev's attorneys will then begin his defense. They plan to tell jurors in opening statements that Tsarnaev did place explosives at the finish line of the Boston Marathon back in 2013. Much of their argument will place much of the blame for the deadly bombings on Tsarnaev's older brother Tamerlan, who died in a shootout with police. Also today, the Edward M. Kennedy Institute for U.S. Senate will be dedicated in Boston. The president and vice president will both attend that ceremony. The institute is located on the campus of the University of Massachusetts, Boston, alongside the John F. Kennedy Library and Museum. The center's goal is to promote the interest in government, encourage people to take part in politics, and inspire a new generation of leaders. Breaking a bone after a minor fall could say more about your health than your clumsiness. The truth about osteoporosis in men after this break.
Cooler temperatures and rain, all a part of the day ahead. I'm breaking it down for you in my First Alert forecast.
The last thing you want when filing your taxes is for them to get held up by the IRS. Coming up today at 4, the 7 most common mistakes you should watch out for when filing your return.